We can't wait to share it with you. Windows 11. Modern, fresh, clean, beautiful. From the lock screen to Windows Hello, Windows 11 welcomes you. We put Start at the center. It puts you at the center. It's what you need closer to you, simplified. It's cloud-powered to serve you the docs and the apps you need.
The new Start menu, with its simple, clean, and beautiful centered layout, is optimized so you can find what you need quickly. Use the search bar to find things anywhere, on your PC, OneDrive, and the web. Use the recommended section to jump right back to editing. Start utilizes the cloud and the power of M365 so you can see your recent files, no matter what platform or device you were viewing them on earlier. In fact, I was looking at this Power and Simplicity document on my phone this morning, and now with just one tap, I'm right back into it. We're also making it easier to get started with new multitasking experiences. Windows has always been about helping you work how you want by offering the flexibility of using multiple windows on your screen. The ability to snap two apps side by side has helped busy Windows users for years. My team and I took the challenge to make an even more powerful way to help you create and be productive. Introducing Snap Layouts. New on Windows 11, layouts tailored to the size of your screen. Pick the layout that suits you, and with a couple of clicks, you're set up to do your best work. And Windows is going to remember this. You'll see what I mean in a sec. This is complexity made simple, but deceptively simple because nobody else lets you do this with this many windows. With the new Start menu and Snap Layouts, it's effortless to find what you need, to get set up and get started. Next, I want to show you how Windows helps you get back to where you were. Just when you get all settled in and organized and ready to work, along comes the inevitable interruption, a personal email that I need to reply to right away. Now with Windows 11, when you return to what you were doing after handling the interruption, or even when you return to the PC after being away from it for a while, you don't have to remember where you were or waste time setting things back up. Not anymore. This is Snap Groups, the collections of apps that I was using, sitting right here in the taskbar. Windows remembers and keeps them for me. I can get to it right from the taskbar where I'm already going to switch apps. And because they're right on the taskbar, you can now choose to switch between apps or entire projects. This is next level task switching. Bringing multiple windows back together is something you can only do on Windows. Sometimes switching projects or tasks means switching locations, like taking a call in a quieter space. So if you're not docking yet, and pro tip, you really should be, an extra monitor gives you more screen space to spread out. And you have the convenience of taking your device with you. When you do need to move around, the windows on your monitor minimize to your laptop so they don't disturb what you were doing. And now with Windows 11, and this is where the magic really happens, when you reconnect, everything is back where you had it before. No more trying to remember what you were doing. No more reconfiguring your layout. It's just right back to the way that you had it. So relax and get right back to doing. With Snap Groups and the new docking and undocking experience, it's easier than ever to get back to being your most productive and creative.
I want to introduce you to a new feature, Windows Widgets. You saw this earlier. It's this beautiful sheet of glass. Windows Widgets is a new personalized feed powered by AI, serving you curated content so you can take a break at any time or just get some inspiration without ever losing your place. These and other innovations in touch, pen, voice, mouse, keyboard, they all come to life to help Windows adapt to you.
Windows 11 always feels like Windows, and you'll see what I'm talking about as soon as you detach your keyboard. It's the same beautiful centered taskbar, just with a touch more space between the icons. We've added bigger touch targets and subtle visual cues to make resizing and moving windows easier. You still have Snap to make the most of your screen, and when you rotate, not only is it smooth, but we've stacked them on top of each other because it just makes sense. We've also added gestures because we know how important they are. especially when you don't have a keyboard. And they're the same ones you use on the trackpad today, so you don't have to relearn how to use your device. It's a consistent experience with subtle differences to make Windows adapt to you. Next, we've refined the different ways that you can interact with your PC, so you can use it however you want to. Many of you like to use a pen because it's a great way to sketch out ideas or highlight and take notes. With Windows 11, we're enabling haptics to make using your pen even more engaging and immersive. I cannot wait for you to get your hands on one of these because it's amazing to feel and hear the vibrations as you click and edit and write and sketch. Or you can use the new Touch keyboard, which is amazing. There are new themes, so you can make it yours. It might even feel like the one you have on your phone. You can swipe with your thumb, use the spacebar as a cursor, and it wouldn't be complete without emojis and GIFs. And last but certainly not least, voice typing. Arguably the fastest way to get your ideas down on paper. Windows 11 is so good at recognizing what you say. And it can automatically punctuate for you. Cool, right? And there are voice commands. Delete that.
Windows 11 delivers the best PC gaming experiences yet. And that is why I am delighted to share what Windows 11 means for the future of gaming. First, superior graphics. Games can look better than ever on Windows 11 thanks to Auto HDR, which automatically updates your game's lighting and color to high dynamic range. We introduced this tech in our Xbox consoles and got an incredible response from creators and players. It's just awesome to bring this to Windows 11. The results can be dramatic. Just check out this side-by-side comparison of Skyrim from our own Bethesda game studios. On the left, you can see the game running in SDR, and on the right in Auto HDR. The colors and lighting are much more vibrant and lifelike with HDR, elevating the visual fidelity. The difference is stunning. With top-performing PCs running Windows 11, new games can load faster than ever thanks to a breakthrough technology called direct storage, which we first pioneered in the Xbox Series X and S. With direct storage, games can quickly load assets to the graphics card without bogging down the CPU. This means you get to experience incredibly detailed game worlds rendered at lightning speeds without long load times. Direct storage optimized Windows 11 PCs are configured with the hardware and drivers needed to enable this amazing experience.
It's always about apps, and Windows has always been about apps. This is why we've rebuilt the Microsoft Store from the ground up, and we built it for speed. And it is beautiful. Oh, that's cool. I love seeing Disney Plus in the store. The store is so simple to use, search is incredible, and it's still the safest and most secure way for you to get your apps on Windows. And we're making sure every app you need is there to create, learn, do, and play the way you want to. Android apps coming to Windows. And I mean coming to Windows. They can be integrated into Start. They'll be integrated in your taskbar. You can window the way Carmen showed you earlier with these apps. And for me, like one of my favorite apps is TikTok, it's true. And they're discoverable through the Microsoft Store using the Amazon App Store. It's really cool. And we use Intel Bridge technology to bring it to life so it's just seamless and smooth. And these integrated apps, I mean, it's just, what it does is it brings you into Windows from the most professional editing apps all the way through to the most casual apps you can think of when you lean back on the couch the way Philip had showed you to just let Windows adapt to what you do.
Today marks a major milestone in the history of Windows. It's the beginning of a new generation. I'm excited by what we have shown you today and how we are reimagining everything, from the operating system itself to the browser to the store and the feed. I'm incredibly proud of what Windows has achieved and how it has fostered lasting opportunity for others. And I look forward to seeing what you achieve with Windows 11 and how it'll unlock enduring opportunity for people in the world. Thank you all very, very much.
Welcome to Windows 11 on touch. So this is my Surface Book 3. You saw me undock this, and I'm running Windows 11, which was an update through the Windows Insider program. Ran pretty quickly and smooth, but I wanted to show you some of the functionality of Windows 11 via touch. So I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit closer, get as tight as possible to this device. So we have, of course, our center dock right here. Now we can change this, but I'm going to just keep it here for now. And this is a beta, so some things may not work too well. So the very first thing, of course, is you can see your Windows icon, shows you your pinned applications right there. And then you've got your search, which is kind of showing your recent apps as well as your search, so you can actually go ahead and search. This is where the keyboard comes into play. So if I tap on that, that brings up the keyboard. And I have the keyboard on the side, or I can have it centered laid out. I do prefer the floating keyboard. Allows me to move it around the screen quite effectively, and it works out pretty well. Plus, you can swipe on this keyboard, so you can go Office, and boom, there you have it. So this keyboard is truly nice. Also has emojis and it has GIFs, so solid all around. Now your next button here is your desktop button, which gives you the multiple apps that you have open and your specific desktop. So I have my gaming desktop, which is strictly gaming. You can see Master Chief there. I've got my main desktop here, and I can go ahead and create a third desktop. So as I've created it, I can press and hold. If I press and hold, just give me the options to choose a background and rename. So I'm going to rename this one. Let's call it, again, this keyboard is pretty cool. So let's call this test video. Boom, right? So we've done that, and then we can go ahead and change that background, choose a background specifically for this desktop. And you know what, I'm gonna put this other Master Chief helmet, and boom, there we go. So we've got that, and we can cycle through our different specific desktops as we choose. Now here, we've got, of course, our new sidebar, if you will. This is like your news and information bar, which you can bring up and close by tapping the button, or you can swipe from the left to right. That brings that up. And it's actually pretty nice. So you don't have to swipe back. You can swipe, or you can just tap on the screen and it disappears. You can also swipe from the right, and that brings up your notifications as well as your calendar here, which is nice. Now after that, of course, we've got Edge browser, we've got Chrome, which I do have on here. I'm just gonna minimize Chrome down. We've got Xbox, we've got our File Explorer, and then we've got the store as well, Mail, and then some other pin apps. You can continue to pin apps as much as you want, and it will begin to look like Windows. Again, you tap in the corner of your screen, and that should minimize everything as well. So that's nice. A couple of things to note on this kind of notification area on the lower right-hand corner. When you tap this brings up this nice area where you got quick access to your Wi-Fi network, Bluetooth if connected, airplane mode, battery. It's much cleaner altogether. You've got your volume rocker here, and you've got your brightness rocker. So I can easily manage this by simply bringing up this menu. And of course, my keyboard is next to that. And I've got, of course, those quick running applications there. So that is the very first thing you notice surface-wise on Windows 11. Again, it runs pretty well. It feels like Windows 10 with upgrades, but there's some more things to it that you can actually do. So let's do the multiple screen layout. So for instance, you open up an application like, let's take Edge here. Now with your, if you have a mouse and keyboard, you can just basically hover over the center icon here and make multiple windows. The easier way to do it on touch is to press and hold down here, actually grab it down here and snap to the side. And that will create these 4 quadrant bubbles for you on touch. That's the way it does it in touch. And the first quadrant here, I go, okay, what should I put here? I'm gonna put the Xbox store. It populates the next one. I will put, say, my file explorer. And then here, you know what? I will put Chrome. So I now have a 4 quadrant layout of all the applications I'm using all in touch. Very simple, very easy. And you know, I can go ahead and basically either tap each one to minimize it, or I can of course kill everything from the edge if I can get there. And it's very simple and very easy to use. So nice layout overall. I'm going to switch now over to, say, my gaming desktop. And I'm going to basically do a video of gaming on Windows 11, so stay tuned on that. This would be on the Surface. This would be on the Surface Book 3, so at least there's some performance there. With our device docked, the way to actually set up the multi-screen is a bit different. You can hover over applications that are, of course, Windows 11 applications, or at least updated. And you've got this option to basically have multiple desktop layouts that you can pick from. So you can switch to something that's a 4 quadrant. You can do this larger, smaller. You can do a 3 quadrant setup here, which is what I just did. And say we go into the file explorer, we can do side by side, and then we change that there. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. Or again, you can still go ahead and snap to the corner, and then you can select where you want to put either application. So I've got a 3 quadrant as well. So very nice, very different way of actually doing things. All right, so let's take a look at settings menu with touch on Windows 11. So settings is actually pinned here on your Windows Start menu, something as least beneficial. Tap, you get into the settings. Now the settings menu feels a little bit different. Looks like they are it's a little bit more better animated, much smoother. Also the icons look a little bit more visible and better representation than your traditional Windows look. So you can go into this, things like your display. You've got brightness, all that fun stuff. Head back. You've got sound, notifications, actually setting those up. So there are a bunch of menus here for Windows. Your power and battery, which is really important, especially for devices like this. Shows my power right now, 23%, battery levels. Better indication. I do like what they're showing here, so it's pretty nice. Screen sleep, all that fun stuff. And then you can go into your storage, check out your storage amounts, what you're using for storage. Again, you can see it's not that smooth just because this is still a beta. This is the very first one. Activation, multitasking, and tasks switching. Some of the shortcuts you can use. And then we go to Bluetooth and devices, shows it's paired with an Xbox controller. Again, better icons, looks more visually appealing, if I may say. Then you've got your network settings. And it shows I'm connected to Thunder Network. Some other options, a mobile hotspot if I need to, if this device supports it. Personalizations, of course, which you can go into theming and also the colors, dark mode, those kind of things. Now, dark mode isn't represented here, how I got it, but it was simply by searching, and it takes you right to dark mode. Your apps, your default apps, the accounts, time and language, gaming, Xbox Game Bar captures, and game mode. Now, game mode is optimizing your PC for the best gaming experience. So that is something that I think a lot of people will definitely appreciate. And then you've got your accessibility, and then you've got your privacy, and then Windows updates. Now, Windows updates here, you also have it just styled a little bit better. You have your pause and play. So you can pause updates now. You can also check your update history and the advanced options, which allow you to get into deeper details for your updates, keep me updates, download and media connections, those kind of things. And then, of course, there's a Windows Insider program, which I'm part of, and anyone can join. That allows you to go ahead and get those updates on a timely fashion. So Let me change screens, head back to something much brighter here. I think overall, the functionality of Windows 11 really is solid. I do like it. I think a lot of people will find it quite useful, especially with devices such as this where touch is touch enabled and you're going to be using the screen quite a bit. My favorite feature, honestly, is the keyboard right now. I like the way it works. I like the swipe works with it. I also like the multitasking operations here on device now, where it makes it really fast to snap to either corner of the screen, and then you can basically start placing applications wherever you want to in whatever fashion you wish. So that to me is pretty awesome. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions or any comments about Windows 11 on touch, or of course a laptop or 2-in-1 or anything with a touch screen, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and always enjoy your entertainment.